back to my channel. Today is a follow-up to the Sephora haul that I posted a few days ago. I think it was like last week. If you watch the video, you will see that when I opened the Patrick Tall palette, it was like pretty much shattered. So I contacted Sephora and they sent it to me, a new one, brand new one, no questions asked. Again, thank you, Sephora. And it showed up within like 2 days. So this video is a follow-up of that Sephora haul and trying these new products that I bought. After the video is over, I will give you my reviews, my thoughts, and will let you know if it is worth the price and the hype. And as always, if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing and give me a thumbs up. I'd greatly appreciate it. So let's get started. Okay guys, now that I have you zoomed in, we'll get started. But I did go ahead and prime my eyelids and worked somewhat on my brows. I used the P. Louise on the base, and I also used the Kimchi Chic up next to my eyebrow line there. Pretty light, but I like it to be a little bit lighter. I just think it makes the colors just pop pretty good when I put it on. So, and I did go ahead and start working on my eyebrows. I will finish them off here towards the end, and I went ahead and used the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. I'm gonna start with my Patrick Tall, and I love this so much, but this case that it's in, the palette, it's so pretty rose gold, but man, it gets dirty so easy, but it looks so elegant, so you can see all my fingerprints. The color I'm gonna start out first with is gonna be this color here. Lightly put it kind of like the transition shade here. So far, this is really going on quite smoothly. There's no tugging and pulling. It's pigmented. Goes on super soft and smooth. No patching. I'm not having to work too hard to get it on. You know, some colors I feel like just get stuck in one spot and you're like, oh my gosh, blend, 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 blend. So I've been starting off with my eyes first, just something new I'm trying, and sometimes I'm like, yes, I like it, and then other times I'm like, ugh, no, I need to do my face first, because sometimes I feel like makeup looks better, your eye makeup can look better once your face is on, and sometimes I just feel like I need to see my full face on before I do my eye makeup. But I don't know, but it definitely has its pros because the fallout and the cleanup is so much easier whenever you do your eyes first. So I'm just playing around, trying something different, and I would have never have done this before, but so I'm just starting to do my eyes first. So we'll see. I may end up loving it much more. I think I'm gonna go in with one of these cream shades and we'll see how those work. Here, this shade. I'm just going to take a flat Sigma E55 and let's see how this does. I think these will be good for helping the colors to stand out more, so. And these colors are actually my favorite. I'm more of a neutral. I mean, I feel like the older I get, I just want, you know, neutral colors. But it's fun to try more colors. I feel like I'm just doing, I don't know if it's because of COVID or what, I just feel like here lately I just don't do as much on my eyes. I'm more about my foundation, my base. This goes on nice and easily though. It's not been hard to put this on. Right here. a rose gold color. It's so pretty. I love rose gold. It's just so elegant. Alright, let's roll it on with our finger and see what happens. So I'm just going to take my finger in there. Here we go, and just going to roll it. Bring it up a little bit to the crease there. It's pretty. Nice. So I want to add a little bit more. I think I'm going to add this color here to give it a little more, I don't know, brighter pop to it. Let's see. Maybe. Let's see what happens. It's pretty. So put that on top of it. I'm going to work more in my crease now. So I'm going to take this little Zoeva crease brush and I'm going to take a darker shade. Let's do this burnt color. So I'm going to plant it right in my crease right there, and I'm just going to start moving it across. Just kind of out here on the outer part. And just slightly, with a light touch, just kind of bring it over a little bit. I'm going to take one of these first brushes that I used for the transition, and I'm just going to go back over top of that and blend really lightly. Lightly buff around that line there. That transition makes it much prettier and softer. Alright guys, so now I'm going to go in with my KVD Tattoo Liner and Trooper Black. I went ahead and did my wing liner and put on some eyelashes and add a little bit of mascara, and I used my L'Oreal Voluminous Mascara. Sunscreen. Unseen. Unscreen. That's so hard to say. So from Supergoop as my primer. I feel like this is really good. Of course, I want a good sunscreen. I already have all these dark spots here around my mouth, up in here. You can see that line there. So I always need a good sunscreen. I feel like this one does so good. It works good under makeup, and it's blurring. It's a great primer that protects your skin from the sun. With Tarte's Timeless Smoothing Primer, and this is always placed right in here, just to help blur those pores and the texture that I have in this area. It's the worst area for my texture. I also have some right in here. But yeah, right through here, this area helps to cover up those pores And so far this has been the best product I have found to be able to blur the texture and the pores. The Soft Matte Complete Foundation, and this one is in Stromboli. I still think it's too light though, guys. I guess I've gotten a lot more sun than I thought, even though I wear sunscreen, ridiculously amount of sunscreen. So what I do is I'm just gonna put some down here, put some over here, and this is a very high coverage foundation. It is great for those who have oily skin because it's very matte, but it's not so hard to, you know, some of those full coverage foundations, whenever you're working with them, you have to constantly feel like you're tugging and pulling to get to blend into your skin. You don't really have to do that with this one. And I'm going to also mix it with my Too Faced Born This Way, well, medium to full coverage foundation. And I feel like this shade suits me a little bit better, so I just kind of mix them together. And then it also helps, so it helps with the other, with my shade issue, with it being a little, just not terribly too light, but I have a lot on. Woo! And I have to have full coverage, guys. I don't know, you all that watch my channel know that I like to have full coverage because I just have so much sun damage. So I'm just going to take a beauty blender here. Of course, it's dampened. And just going to buff this right into my skin. See, it's just a little bit, I don't know, it's a little bit too like yellow. And I was hoping this, so if I mix it with the Too Faced Medium 3, it usually does a little bit better, but I probably should have put a little bit more, but I think I have too much on right now, so we'll work with it. I'll probably just put on some bronzer. You know, that's the fun thing about makeup. You can find something, you can get it to work. Conceal under my eyes, and I'm going to use my favorite concealer, as you guys know, and it is the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer, and then I'm going to use Natural Beige. You can always make sure that line out here is nice and crisp, and that's a little one, but alright. A lot of times I just take my finger and try to start patting it down. Then I'll probably take my sponge and go continue it. Just want to make sure it gets down in these creases good. Alright, so let's set this. I'm really washed out right now, but you can definitely see I've got some coverage on. And set my face. And I'm going to use Huda Beauty's Pound Cake. It has a scent to it. If you are really sensitive to smells, it kind of smells like, it's not bad though. I mean, I'm sensitive to smells, so it doesn't really bother me, but it does have a scent of kind of like a perfumey floral scent, actually. And I just bring this down here. This from Alamar. It came in my BoxyCharm subscription, and I think I'm gonna try this color over here, and maybe the bronzer here, and this is supposed to go under the eyes. Just adds a little, highlight it up a little bit more. So let's go ahead and try this. Always kind of brush it up. I'm scared of lines, you all. Okay. Starting to have some 3D effect look to my face. Alright, that looks pretty good. I like that color. It goes on really easy and smooth. It doesn't patch and pull, so I like LMR. So far, all the things that I've used from LMR I've really liked. I'm going to use, we got Mcgrath Blush. So there is that. I love a good blush. Bring that up. Ooh. That needs to go up a little bit. I'm just gonna bring that on up into here. Ooh, that is really bright. It's pretty. I don't know. Is it too much? It's just, it patches up pretty good. So you start light, okay? If you're gonna have, if you do have this or want to try it, start light, because where I went on there, I'm gonna have to try to check my sponge back and try to calm it down a little bit. It's just a little bit too much. I mean, I do love blush and I like my blush to stand out, but no. I got from my BoxyCharm subscription. So let's try this, and I don't like mine to look like a strip, so I'm just gonna put it right down here. It's a pretty color. It's the kind of colors I do like. I like more of these light champagne-y colors. But I can tell right now, going over top my nose here, even though I already had my powder on, it does lift my powder up a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to take some, I'm going to put it on the back of my hand. I think I'll take my sponge and go in it. Kind of go over top here. It's really pretty. It's pretty light. I mean, which I don't like the like metallic, like I don't want my highlighters to be so much where they're like a line. You know, you sometimes they are so bright they're like a metal line streak going up your face. I don't like that. I like it to be subtle. But that's just my preference. You can make that this way though, I do believe. So just lightly going up through here. See that? It's pretty. We finish the other side now. Alright guys, so I'm going to try this lighter shade here. It's supposed to be like a highlighter that goes under your eyes just to kind of help even brighten it a little bit more. So let's try that. I mean, I don't know, it doesn't really show off camera, but it does kind of give a little, I don't know, a lighter appearance and a soft glow. I like it. It probably doesn't pick it up on camera, but it does get, I don't know, there's something about the way it feels. It just finish up the eyes. So let's go ahead and start on this bottom eyelid here, and let's get a little bit more smoky here. Pencil, and I'm gonna go ahead and put that under there too, and I'll kind of smudge that out a little bit. I'll bring it up into that little wing there. And see how that just kind of opens up the eye a little bit more? The shade we used for the transition, and I'm going to use that right under here. Is the Tarte Maneater. Let's use Jaclyn Hill's. Let's use her, what's this called here? Outspoken liquid lip liner, or liquid lipstick. I'm gonna go over this with Lawless Forget the Filler, and this color is in Velvet. Alright, let's set this with my Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray, Party All Night, Stay All Day with Charlotte Tilbury, one of the best. Everyone, so this completes the looks, and let's talk about Patrick Ta's palette here, the Major Dimension eyeshadow palette. So, you know, this is a hefty price palette. It's $68, and when I saw it, I was like, no way, not paying $68 for a neutral palette that I already have plenty of neutral colors from. But I will have to say, when you put them on, they really make you to understand why. These colors are just stunning. They are breathtaking, and the way they perform is out of this world. So is it worth $68? If you have the money or save up for it, I pretty much had to. I feel like it's going to be one of my go-to palettes. So this is probably going to be a top drawer palette sitting right next to me, ready to use. I love the color story. It's definitely what I gravitate to. And I would be excited to see if he does more of like a darker, like a cool toned palette. That would be pretty neat. But right now, yeah, I like it. Moving on to Huda Beauty's Pound Cake Powder. Now guys, this has been out for a little bit, but I had never tried it, so I wanted to see if it was worth the hype. And it is. Oh my gosh, it so is. I pick it over my Too Faced Born This Way setting powder. I love it. It stays on all day long. It gives my face more of an airbrushed, blurred look. It's just feels flawless on. It's so soft. I was kind of in shock. I just didn't expect it to make that big of a difference, but it really does. So this one is definitely going to be one of my top favorites at the moment. So actually it is my top favorite at the moment because Too Faced was, and this beats Too Faced. So thank you, Huda. This is a great powder. Thank you. Precisely My Brow. I know you guys didn't see me put it on, but this went on. This worked really good. When you put it on, it don't smudge. So as soon as you put it on and where you want it, it's where you meant to place it, and it doesn't move. So I can just barely put it on, and I get enough of the line that I want to see, then it just stays. It doesn't like bleed away, you know, it doesn't slide. So I really like about Mcgrath's Divine Blush. Now, okay, very expensive blush. I jumped on board because I'm a blush freak and I like Pat McGrath's products. Now, as you can see, this is a beautiful color and it's extremely pigmented. I just don't think it's worth $38. I mean, yeah, this is a beautiful color. It really is. But I feel like I have a lot cheaper ones that give just as pretty color as this. $38 is a ton of money. And I mean, even some of my e.l.f. ones, so much cheaper. Drugstore blushes, I feel like, do just as good. Now, I don't know. I can't even compare them as to how long they'll last. So I don't know about the longevity of it. And when you do put it on, you really have to tap it off and put it on lightly, because if you pack it on, it just stays there. It's hard to buff it out. I mean, you're constantly going to be buffing. So would I suggest someone buying this? If you have $38, okay. But I mean, I don't think I'll buy the other shades because, I mean, yeah, they're beautiful shades. So I think you can find other shades that are much cheaper that are going to do just as good. So not too impressed with this for $38. My Alamar that I got in my subscription box from BoxyCharm. I love Alamar products. I think that they are just really upping their game. They're just doing a great job. I mean, this went on, the contour that I used, I just think it went on so easily. There was no gripping. Like, as soon as I put it where I wanted it, it would go. I didn't have to, it didn't just stick in one spot. And so I didn't have to constantly pull and tug to get it to go somewhere. So I just feel like it went on flawlessly and was so easy and soft. It was just, I really, really liked it. And this color right here, the lighter shade I put through here, I like it. You probably can't tell much of a difference off on camera, but it actually did. It feels so, like, I don't know, it had a little elegance to it. It did brighten it up for me. So I like this. And like I said, Alamar is starting to be one of my favorites. I mean, the prices are so much better. So I do like that. Good job, Alamar. Out Grande Glow Plumping Liquid Highlighter. This is in the color, I forgot to tell you guys earlier, but it's in French Pearl. This is, at first I was like, oh. I mean, I feel like it didn't do the best over my nose, but now on my cheeks, on my, up above my cheekbone there, it went on really good, even with my powder underneath. So I don't know if I just, the way I put it on there, if I probably should have applied it a little bit differently. Maybe I pressed too much in with my finger, but it went on really nice, and I think it gives a really nice subtle glow. And you can build it up too. So using the sponge and tapping it on did the trick. So I like that. I get the filler by Lawless. Stunning. I love it. I actually want to buy some other shades. I think there's a baby pink color and then the clear. This one is in Velvet, as I said earlier. So it stays on good. I have used it. I've been using it just going out. I even used it for work and just to see how it would do with a mask. And it stays on. Like, all day my lips feel very moist. It gives like a tingling sensation, and I kind of like that. It's supposed to be plumping your lips, so it's not the tingling sensation where it like hurts and burns and pricks, but it does give you that little tingling sensation. And I think that just gives me, maybe it just psychologically makes me feel like my lips are plumper, but nevertheless, it's working. So I do love this, and I feel like my lips just look so shiny and full. So Lawless. Good job. All right, everyone. So I think that's everything of the new products I tried. Of course, I have used my other things I got, like the NARS. I have used that before, just one different shade. It was a little bit too light. I think a shade up would probably be better, but the coverage is phenomenal. It's really drying, as I said, so it's a matte full coverage foundation. So if you have oily skin, that would be a great product for you. If you have dry skin, I would probably, if you wanted to try it, I would probably put it in with like a tinted moisturizer maybe, and use it that way, since it does have such good coverage. And the other things I had talked about And my last was the Nest perfume oil. Getting lots of compliments on that. Alright everyone, so this completes the video and the review of my new products. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, again, please consider subscribing, give me a thumbs up. I'd greatly appreciate it. And until the next video, guys, I ask for blessings to you all. Bye-bye.